the the valley in which Vietnam is located, Mekong, has had an elaborate and well-engineered irrigation system that has existed for thousands of years.
Yeah.
And we couldn't even destroy it with a war.
You remember in the 1970s when they were
I've been there. I mean, I went there as a journalist, so I've seen the elaborateness of the Mekong Delta system of irrigation.
In Egypt, they were trying to make this dam, the Aswan Dam.
Yeah.
You remember how they took those pieces apart? They had to actually hack away at all the Egyptian pieces just to move them. They had cranes, they had the most modern technology, but they had to hack away. They just couldn't move them.
Had to do it in bits and pieces.
Yep.
Jigsaw puzzle put together somewhere else. Is there any common global threads? I think the question I'm trying to ask is, are these from outer space gods the same gods, or are they different gods at different times?
You know, actually, I have reason to believe that they were the same gods. As you pointed out earlier, there's this white guy going around the whole world. He has a flowing beard. He always appears the same. You know, you take the picture of God. In the Bible, it says nobody saw God. You know, but how did they draw the Sistine Chapel? It's this guy with a flowing white beard. So then you
anyway, if God is so all powerful, why the hell did he get that white beard? I mean, aging is not one of the fun things to do. I
Exactly.
promise you.
You know, but then you go around to all these other cultures, Viracocha, Kukulkan, and Quetzalcoatl in South America, were all these old guys with long beards, white guys, and they can't grow beards there. So where did they get that idea? You know, they can just grow these short little mustaches.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, the bloodlines in Central and South Mesoamerica is not where you get bearded people.
They can't do it.
It's like Asians.
So where are they getting these ideas?
Thin bearded people. I mean, you get a thin beard if you work at it long enough, but you can't get a heavy beard.
And then you go to, obviously you go to Zeus, white guy, long flowing beard. You go to Samaria, they have Enki and Enlil, who white guys, long flowing beard. You know, you can go anywhere in the world and you'll find the same guy. You go to the Vikings, they have Thor, white guy, long flowing beard.
Well, the Vikings, I mean, everybody's white guy with a long beard.
Oh yeah, but you know, it's still. Then you go to the Celtics. They have people like Lu, who is a white guy, long flowing beard, and they all have the same characteristics. They always, obviously, they're generalized by the people who saw them. Like Zeus is in Europe, so are the Vikings. So you know, Zeus had the thunderbolt and Thor had the hammer. But in the Bible, which is the Middle East, you know, God would still smite people the same way Zeus would. So you could still piece together that they were kind of the same. And the thing that puts them all together is that they were all from the sky. They all lived in the sky, you know, Mount Olympus or Elohim, God living in the sky.
Mount Olympus, you know, folks have actually been there now and looked around. They didn't see any gods. And then they said, well, maybe over at Pergamum. So they went over there and took a look around, and that didn't work either. So the fact of the matter is they came from some high place.
Exactly. And that's
where they can
everywhere.
get an overview of all of this.
And that's everywhere. And we know that just beyond the clouds is not heaven, quote unquote heaven.
No, beyond the clouds is more space.
Yeah. So what comes from space? And the only logical thing could be extraterrestrials or comets, but I don't think that would be it, because comets don't talk and have white beards.
Well, as places in the universe go, ours is a relatively new place in the universe, which means that there are older places in the universe. There are places closer to what we call the source of the Big Bang, and those would be the oldest folks because they're the first folks that got it together. Did all life evolve as we understand life evolved here?
That would totally be up to the person looking at it.
What about the deities? Did they evolve from something
The gods?
less than deities?
I have no way of telling.
You have any speculation on that?
They're flesh and blood, so I guess the same thing would have happened to them.
So the question is, the answer is they've all got navels, so everybody
exactly.
came from somewhere.
Did Adam and Eve have navels?
Right. If the theory of Adam and Eve is right, the answer to that question is no.
Yeah.
But they're frequently depicted with navels as they run around naked in mostly medieval art.
Yeah.
So now that we've dealt with the derivation of the gods, and we've dealt that you can accept these ideas without alienating entirely your belief in Christianity or any other particular brand. Can you project this into the future? Are they coming back? Are they going to do what they said they're going to do and come back and get us?
Just about every religion has this theory that the gods are coming back. Obviously, we know this is the Mayan calendar. The Mayan calendar, everybody thinks it's the end of the world, which is
You're
silly.
talking about December the 29th or whatever it is.
Well, there's two theories, 21st and 23rd. There's debating things about
but
that.
it's all that week.
Yeah. And, you know, the Mayan calendar says that their god is going to come back. If anybody has read the book Twilight of the Gods by Eric von Daniken, he clearly states that their god is Bolon Yokte, is going to come back. He says that's the date I'll return. And this goes back into the whole thing with the flying. If you go to Mexico, you can look at what people call the Los Voladores, where there's this high pole, 5 people climb to the high pole, to the top, and 4 people strap them on their legs. On one leg, they strap a string, and then they jump off one by one, and they circle, and the top
rotational bungee jumping.
Exactly, and it takes 13 spins as the top moves for the people to get to the ground. Now there's 4 of them, and there's 13 spins. So 13 times 4 is 52. And the Mayans believe that every 52 years, their gods, the extraterrestrials, would come back in their flying ships. And if you actually take from the start of the calendar, and then you go 52, 52, 52, 52 continually from the date that it started, you will end up December 23rd, 2012. So, it's just too coincidental. Now, I'm not saying that the gods will return, but it's like saying I'm going to be at school at 7:30. Maybe I show up at 7:45. Maybe I show up at 7:15. But
somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
Do they still have to use spaceships to travel in, or have they evolved so that they can kind of do that like Star Wars, Star Trek, and stand on the little round thing and materialize somewhere else?
You'd have to look for that. You'd have to look at the abduction cases. And the interesting thing is that people levitate into the vehicles. They'll be sleeping, and then all of a sudden they'll wake up, and holy smoke, you see 4.
They're not in their bedroom. This ain't Kansas anymore.
Well, some of them wake up in the lab. Some of them wake up in their bedroom, and they'll have beings around them. And then they'll levitate, go through the wall, and then up into the spacecraft. So, whatever you want to take from that.
But all of this, I think probably what our problem is we're trying to compress these broad ideas into our narrow mind. We are not conditioned to think in those terms. I mean, we're not conditioned for a lot. We're not conditioned for modern society because we were bred to be in a different society. You're on the air. Hello? Hello?
Hello there.
Oh, it's Walter.
No, it's Pastor George, your GD Pastor George.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember me?
Yes, Pastor George, I remember you well.
Who is this yo-yo you've got on today?
He is a true believer.
True believer. When Jesus ascended up there, he took care of all those gods up there in heaven. He converted them. What is all this big bangs and all this stuff? I can't take any more of this.
Poor Pastor George. Mercy, did you hang up?
No, I didn't hang
Okay,
up. I don't hang up.
I heard a strange click, and I thought that's so uncharacteristic.
Well, that's my brain clicking along.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot you have a mechanical one. The rest of us have a different one.
All these gods and all, and what is all this stuff?
Pastor,
What?
I know that in your prayerful nature, you have had to deal with the imponderable, magnificent of the universe.
Yeah.
I know that happens when you pray. It is so large and so great for you that your mortal soul struggles with concepts and ideas beyond your grasp.
Yeah.
Well, we're out there exploring to see what's out beyond your grasp.
Well, can I talk to that man?
He's listening to every word you say.
Well, where are we going with this thing? What's his name? See, you didn't. I got in there late.
John Mcadam.
John Mcadam. Is he a reverend?
Yes, he's very reverent. He's young. He's.
How do we know he isn't one of these peoples from outer space that come in here to try to trick us?
Well, I don't know if he is. I was very lucky to get him into the studio because those people are pretty elusive.
Well, he's a fine man, I'm sure. And does he have any money to come to my church?
No, but you can pray for him anyway.
Well, I will. Can I talk to him?
He's listening. Talk to him.
Well, hi there. What is it, Reverend John?
No, it's John. He's reverent, but he's not a reverend.
Not a reverend. Well, all right. Is he a pastor?
Well, he doesn't currently have a congregation.
You can just go with Your Highness, and that'll do.
Your Highness will work.
He could come to my church.
Yeah, but you only let them in if they've got money.
Well, I like it when they have money, but if they don't have money, I might take something else. You know what I mean?
Well, we appreciate you spicing up our day. By the way, Pastor George, I'd love to have you as a guest here on the Ray on the Radio show at your convenience. Give me a call at home and we'll schedule it.
Well, I would love to. Maybe one of these extracurricular and extraterrestrial, whatever they are, could come by and pick me up. Is that?
We will make arrangements. We will make arrangements, Pastor George.
Tell this man that I love him. Jesus loves him. And, I can't speak for Jesus anymore.
Oh, yes, you can.
I feel like he did. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pastor George.
All
Good
right.
to hear from you.
God bless you.
I had Pastor George on my television show one time, and I thought the television station would never stop getting telephone calls about that because he had one of those spiritual experiences in a talk show with me on television, which affected him rather emotionally. And Pastor George is he's a genuine character.
Well, if it makes him feel any better, I do believe there is a God. So.
Okay. Yeah. Now that gets that. Oh, we got another caller, and you're on the air. Hello.
Yeah, Ray. That's going to be a tough act to follow.
But you've done that before.
Well, your guest stated earlier about the capsules and the fire.
Yeah.
I saw one time the shuttle making re-entry at night.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's something
that's a long trail fire actually.
Something you'll never
the old shuttle that used to come down and land on its butt.
No, I'm talking about the shuttle they're using.
Oh, the regular shuttle. Well, that generates a lot of heat too, even though it's coming in laterally. But you know those that used to drop into the ocean.
Yeah, they did too. But anyway, I have a question for your guest that would make an entire future show if he's interested.
Okay.
I would like his take on the book of Ezekiel.
Okay. We will talk about that. Thank you for calling.
Yep.
Ezekiel is often referred to by all of these people.
Yes, he is.
Yes, Ezekiel was kind of an interesting character himself. His demise was different. And it's his question. What do you think about Ezekiel?
Ezekiel is just like Enoch. They both had experiences where gods came down to them and totally blew their minds. If anybody doesn't know what Ezekiel is,
it's a book in the Old Testament.
So what happens is all of a sudden, Ezekiel's walking around one day. All of a sudden, sees this large noise and the ground starts rumbling, and he looks over and he sees